There is no shortage of money. You're probably thinking, Shamina, but my bank account is telling me something different. What are you talking about? I desire more money to be in this bank account. But stay with me. By the end of this video, you're going to see money in abundance in such a different way. And this may be the thing that changes the way you think entirely about money. The principles in this video have the power to change your life if you start implementing them step by step. The tools are right here. All you have to do is follow them. If you like my videos, all you have to do is hit the like button, subscribe, and get that bell notification whenever I drop a new video, because you want to be on your money game. All right, many of you have heard this theory before. There is a scientific name for it, where you are driving along and there's many cars coming through, but when you drive with the intention of looking for red cars or white cars, all of a sudden now you start noticing the red cars. Were the red cars always there, or did you just not notice them before? But when you set an intention to notice the red cars, guess what? You notice the red cars. It's the same thing with abundance, and I'm going to show you how. Everything is already in abundance form. It's how we look at it. What meaning do we assign to it? How we see it. And so if we can start looking at things through an abundance lens, we will start seeing more abundance. Now, for my clients, one of the things that I help them do is start to celebrate. Because it's really hard for some of these women in my world to celebrate, because celebration means, they have various different meanings to it, but they don't know how to celebrate. So when I tell them, hey, when you start celebrating, that means that you're going to attract more celebration. The more that we celebrate, the more that we attract of what we have. So that's what I mean by starting to look for abundance in different places. Again, a lot of women don't celebrate because they feel like they should be there already. They don't want anybody to look at them. They're afraid that they might not be able to repeat it again. So let's say we're constantly looking at the lack. What's missing? It's not here yet. I owe this. That type of mentality. That's exactly what we're going to keep attracting. So while you might say your bank account has a certain amount and you desire more, but if you keep looking at what's missing, that's what you're going to keep attracting. Why I always want everybody to start looking through the lens of abundance. What can you be really looking at and saying, hey, look, I've got money here. I've got wealth here. I've got this going on for me here, instead of looking for what's missing, because that's what you're going to attract more of. I always say whatever we watch grows. Whatever we pay attention to grows. You watch your bank account, no matter what it was. My bank account was like really on life support, but everything that was in there, I still was like looking at it like, oh, look, we have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. And that's really what you want to start doing so you can start compounding that growth. So again, if we start focusing on the abundance of things, we're going to attract more of those things in our life. It goes with the world. Whatever we want to bring in more of, that's what you really pay attention to. I have clients that will argue for their limitations. They'll argue for, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is what I have. And I always tell them, you know what? You're absolutely right. I'm not trying to convince you of looking for the more of abundance. If you want to stay in that victim mindset and you want to stay in the lack, I'm going to tell you you're right. But if you want to transform that mindset and that belief system into more abundance, then I'll help you, because it's really important for them to shift and change their perspective. I had a client recently. She was, still had that victim story. And this woman makes quite a bit of money a month. And she still had that victim story, but the money was coming in and going out at the same time. So she wasn't really keeping all of it. So that was really important. And when we started shifting her out of that scarce and lack mindset, guess what? She has so much abundance coming. She just had her highest cash month. It was over $100,000. And let me tell you, it happens in increments. But if you sit there, and the money's compounding, but if you sit there and you look at what's always missing and the lack, and you support those stories, your bank account, your business, your life, everything will also coincide with it. So I'm never going to try and convince you to think another way. If you want to think that way, be my guest. But if you're ready to think another way, I'll show you. Now, a simple way you can do this is to be grateful for the things that you have in your life. Maybe be grateful for an experience. Be grateful, like my air conditioner. I have 2 air conditioners in my house because certain sizes you need it. Well, upstairs went out. The downstairs was still on. Although I was sleeping in a sauna, I said to myself, I'm so grateful we still have the bottom one down here working. I still was trying to find the good in every situation, because if I sat there and I stayed in the lack and stayed in the, oh my gosh, how come this is happening to me? It was really hot here in Chicago, so the AC guys were all very busy. I could have sat there, or I found the good. I try to find the good, because if I concentrate on the lack, and I concentrate on what's missing, and I'm always negative, and I'm being nitpicky about things, I don't open up the room for more of what I desire really truly to come to me. I create a resistance and a roadblock with What's missing? Where is it? I can't find it. That kind of stuff is like really the impediment for more wealth coming in. I truly believe all of our experiences are teaching us something or bringing us to an end result where we want to go. If a relationship didn't work out, sometimes at that moment it feels like a rejection, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a redirection. Maybe, the person who you thought was going to be a client and you were really banking on that money, they ended up going with somebody else, but they ended up being a pain in the butt with somebody else. But for you, it could have been a pain in the butt and it could have taken up all your energy. Maybe that was a blessing in disguise. You know how people say that. Maybe there's, you let go of your job and maybe you're sitting here going, well, gosh, I have no income. But maybe it was because you wanted to go do another career. You wanted to do something else. You couldn't stand working there. We have to look at certain situations in our lives that maybe they are bringing us to our ultimate desires. Because I do believe the desires are so strong that they literally move us along inside the universe. Because when even though we as humans sometimes don't go make those correct decisions, right? Like consciously, but subconsciously they're so strong that they're driving the car of our lives, right? Like our desire is to maybe to be an actress or to be a great writer or to be, a rapper or whatever it is that you want to do. And then you find that your life is like shifting and changing and you're like, wow, why is this happening to me? But is it, or is it happening for you? I like to look at every experience, even if it might not be something that's wrapped up in a beautiful Tiffany box, but it's something that's showing me, hey, you asked for this result, even though it's coming a little, like a Jenga thing, be appreciative of it because it really is bringing you closer to the outcome that you really, truly desire or that you're most aligned with. That is the ultimate mindset for abundance. And when people can get that, they take themselves out of the victim mindset of like, why is this happening to me? And start looking at things to happen for me. And it's really something that I want you to really, really feel into. And this is with money too. If something should come up, like I had a client once and she was looking to create, I think it was 40 something thousand dollars. I can't remember what it was at the time. It was a couple of years ago. And her car was fairly newish. She got in a car accident and thank goodness she's safe and everything is good. But she's really upset at the time. She was fine. There was nothing wrong with her, but the car was destroyed. It had to be written off. And she said, Shamina, you just won't believe this. Everybody's good from this, but because the car was so new, I ended up getting more money than what the car was worth. And so she ended up getting her $40,000. And she's like, I didn't really want it in this way, but it came. Another client, her kitchen flooded. And, it was kind of a big deal to have her kitchen flood because the wood got destroyed. I mean, everything got destroyed. Well, insurance came in, redid her kitchen. She got a brand new kitchen and then some, like went above and beyond what she wanted. I'm just showing you, like sometimes when things look like they're disastrous or it's happening in such a way that you can't quite wrap your head around, take a moment to just process it and sit there and go, maybe there's something here for me to really feel into the next possibility, or maybe it's opening up an avenue for something else. Because sometimes when you got to rip that Band-Aid off, like to get to the other side, it requires that type of sometimes not feeling like it's the best change to divert you where you want to go. So start looking at things more from that perspective. It will really change the game on how you look at money, how you look at abundance, and what you attract into your life. So final thought, reframe everything. And this is not to bypass when things are upset. We'll talk about it in the other videos. And, go get my book, Unlocking the Quantum Woman. This book is going to change you. I've got actionable steps in here, journaling prompts. I mean, I had a woman message me and say after the first journaling prompt, she was crying and releasing things she'd been holding on for years. Another one who read my book, listened to my podcast, Unapologetically Rich. I've said this so many times, send me a message and say, I had my highest cash month of $50,000. I don't say this stuff to like lure you in. I say this stuff because you don't even know how much wealth you're blocking right now with the way that you're thinking. I want to help you open up more. I want you to help remove those blocks so you can have a quantum leap in your life. Go grab this book. It's doing great on Amazon. And don't forget to leave me a review. And also check out Unapologetically Rich, our podcast. It is doing amazing. It's also been on the charts. We're passing Gary Vee and a bunch of other people on entrepreneur and business. And if you can, leave me a review there. I would appreciate it. We don't have ads there. Also, come join our Quantum Woman group. It's on Facebook. And if you are listening to this video and it is in time, we are having an event in Chicago. It's called the Wealth Consciousness Experience. And it is also an event that will help quantum leap you 5 years into the future. When you leave that event, you're going to be so far ahead of where you want to be to have the life of your dreams in the business and whatever it is that you're working on when it comes to wealth and money. So I hope to see you there. The tickets are below. And if you want to come work with me in one of my groups, just send my team a message at support@shaminataylor.com. All right. I hope you love this video. Don't forget to give me a like and also leave in the comments of this video what it is that you're going to reframe that you've probably been holding on to. What are you going to let go of so that you can start looking at things from another place? All right. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye for now.